Today we're going to be making a hacky sack on Hooked by Heidi. I'm going to be picking out my yarn and we'll be using 6.5 millimeter yarn with a 3.5 millimeter hook to make the stitches really tight. We'll be starting out with a magic ring and doing 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So you chain 2, go into the magic ring circle, yarn over, pull through 1, and then pull through 2. If you want a more detailed video on how to do a single crochet or a magic ring, I have tutorials on my channel. Once you finish your magic ring, slip stitch together, and then you're going to chain 1 and start on the next round. The next round will be an increase in every single stitch. So the in total of stitches that we'll have will be 12. An increase is just putting 2 stitches inside of 1. So we'll be doing 2 single crochet into every single crochet that we did in our beginning magic ring. Once you finish that round, you're going to slip stitch together like we did last time. And then you'll be chaining 1. This time for increase, we will be increasing every other stitch. So put 2 single crochets into 1, then do 1 normal single crochet, and then do 2 single crochets into 1 again. And that is the pattern. We'll slip stitch together like we've been doing the last rounds, and this next round we're going to be doing an increase every 2 stitches. So chain 1, do a single crochet, another single crochet, and on the 3rd single crochet you're going to be doing an increase, which means 2 in 1 stitch, and that is the remaining pattern. And once you finish the round, then you will slip stitch, chain 1, and we'll start on the next. I'm going to be changing colors now and starting on the next round, which will be an increase in every 3 stitches. I don't know if you guys can see the pattern now, but that's what we'll be doing. So you slip stitch it together, and then once you do, we're going to chain 1 when you switch colors, which is my favorite part, to be honest. You're going to do a single crochet and keep that yarn tail underneath your stitches so that you can make sure that you don't have to weave in your ends. That's why I do that. So as you can see, we did 3 single crochets, and now we'll be doing an increase. On this round, we will be doing an increase every 4 stitches, but what's different is we'll be doing back loop only, or front loop only, I guess. We'll be doing front loop only. So as you can see, I only have 1 loop on my hook when I go into the chains. And the reason that we're doing that is so that the ball for a hacky sack will actually form. So it'll start forming up instead of just laying flat and being a flat circle the whole time. In this round, there will be no increases and just a regular single crochet. So no front loop, no back loop, no increases. So now we'll just be working around and maintaining those 36 stitches. That is the total stitches that you should have by now. I did 6 rows, including the back/front loop stitch that I did. So now I'll be working on decrease rows. So you chain 1, and then you'll be making 4 single crochets, and on the 5th single crochet it'll be a decrease. Now the way to make a decrease without creating a hole is like this. I'll show you again. So we're going to do 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on the 5th one, we go in, pull through, and go into the next stitch and pull through 2. Now we'll be working on the 2nd row of that, and it'll be just the same as the increases, where now on the 4th stitch you decrease. So we'll do 3 single crochet, and on the 4th stitch, see how you go into 2 stitches. So we do 3 single crochet, and on this stitch pull through 1, and then the next one pull through 2. Once you finish that round, I'm going to be switching colors, and then just do 1 regular row of single crochet. So no decreases, no increases, no front loop, no back loop, just a regular single crochet row to balance out that decrease rows so that your ball does not cinch and pinch and everything. So now you're going to slip stitch once you finish that row, and you will be doing on the 3rd single crochet, you will be decreasing. So decrease. Then once you're done with that row, you're going to turn the ball inside out so that your ends and ties and whatnot will be on the inside of the ball, and it'll look much neater. On this row, we will be doing no decreases. It will simply be a regular single crochet row to once again balance it out. So I'm done with the brown. I will be finishing up with the blue so that I do not have any other tails hanging on the outside. So chain 1, and now we will be decreasing in every other stitch. So after this, we should have 12 stitches. Now that you've finished that row, we will be decreasing every stitch, which will give us a total of 6 stitches, which was our original count. So as you can see, there is a pattern. You build up to the widest circumference that you want, and then you go all the way down. So now I'm going to chain 1 and pull through, and now we will get to pour the corn. I'm going to be using kettle corn, or corn seeds, whatever you want to call it, as the bag's insides. I've used rice and I've used beans, but corn works the best. It doesn't fall through as easily as rice, and it's also more controllable than beans. So I also used, or tried at least this time, to use a funnel thingy, but it honestly, it worked better than just using my hands, but it kind of made a mess, as you can see. I also had to ask my brother for help to see if I had filled it up too much or not enough, and he said too much. So if you have a brother or someone who knows Hacky Sack, just ask them. But I filled it up with just enough space where if I squeeze it all the way, some of it comes out, but when I push it back down, it's good. So this was after I asked him. As you can see, just a little bit came out, and I thought it was just right. So now you're going to be cutting just a little piece of the blue yarn, and I'm going to tie it to the end that we cut off. So the tie off tail, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to tie it to that. Instead of using an embroidery needle, because I can't find mine, I'm going to use my crochet hook and go in between the posts. So that is underneath the chain. And I'm going to go through it and I'm going to pull it tight so that I can close it off. Then once you're done pulling it tight, I recommend tying it onto the other tail. And then I will simply pull it into the hacky sack with my crochet hook and out, and cut the part out like so. That's how you make a hacky sack.